Hey everyone, it's gardening in here, and today we're diving headfirst into the wonderful world of gardening, but with a twist. We're ditching the expensive tools and getting our hands dirty with some awesome DIY hacks that'll make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. That's right, folks. You don't need a fancy gardening store membership or deep pockets to grow an amazing garden. Some of the best tools and tricks are already right under your nose, just waiting to be repurposed for some green thumb magic. So, whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, get ready to unleash your inner MacGyver, because we're about to turn trash into treasure and turn your backyard into a thriving oasis. All right, let's kick things off with a classic DIY gardening hack, the trusty watering can. We're going full-on DIY with this one, folks. Have you ever finished a bottle of juice or soda and thought, man, I wish I could give this to my plants instead of throwing it away? Well, guess what? You totally can. Grab one of those empty plastic bottles, you know, the ones cluttering your recycling bin, and let's give it a new life as a plant pampering tool. First things first, give that bottle a good rinse. We don't want any sticky residue confusing our plant buddies. Once it's squeaky clean, grab a nail or a thumbtack, anything sharp enough to make a few holes in the bottle cap. Don't go overboard with the holes, though. We're not trying to recreate a monsoon here, just a nice, gentle sprinkle for our thirsty plants. Think of it like giving your plants a refreshing shower, not a power wash. Now, fill that repurposed bottle with water. And here's where things get really fun. You can customize your watering can based on your plant's needs. Have some seedlings that are a little more delicate than a linebacker? No problem. Just make the holes in your bottle cap a bit smaller for a super gentle watering experience. This DIY watering can isn't just about saving money. Although, let's be honest, who doesn't love a good bargain? It's also about reducing waste and being resourceful. We're taking something that would have ended up in a landfill and giving it a whole new purpose. So there you have it, the humble yet mighty DIY watering can. It's easy, it's effective, and it's a great way to show your plants some love without breaking the bank. All right, now that our plants are nice and hydrated, let's talk about starting seeds. And no, you don't need to shell out, pun intended, big bucks for those fancy seed starting trays. We're going to use something you probably already have in your fridge, an empty egg carton. That's right, those cardboard cartons that once housed your breakfast can now be the birthplace of your future garden. Talk about a sustainable solution. Plus, it's incredibly satisfying to see those little seedlings pop up from something as ordinary as an egg carton. Here's how it works. Once you've used up all the eggs, maybe whip up an omelet for some extra gardening fuel. Give that carton a good rinse and let it dry completely. Once the carton is dry, we can get down to business. Fill each little egg compartment with some good quality potting mix. You want to give those seeds a nutrient-rich environment to grow big and strong. Now, gently sprinkle a few seeds into each compartment, following the instructions on your seed packets for spacing and depth. Once your seeds are cozy in their cardboard cradles, give them a gentle misting of water and find a nice sunny spot for them to soak up those rays. A windowsill works great, or if you have a grow light, even better. Now comes the hard part: patience. Keep the soil moist but not soggy, and watch in amazement as those tiny seeds sprout into little green miracles. The best part about these egg carton seed starters is that you can plant the whole thing directly into your garden when the seedlings are big enough. The cardboard will naturally decompose, adding valuable nutrients to your soil. So ditch those expensive seed starting trays and embrace the power of the humble egg carton. Chapter 3. Toilet Paper Roll Planners. From Bathroom to Garden Superstars. All right, let's keep this DIY train rolling with another ingenious hack using something you'd normally toss in the recycling bin: toilet paper rolls. Now, before you wrinkle your nose, trust me on this one. These cardboard tubes are like secret weapons for starting certain types of plants, especially those with deep roots like tomatoes. Think about it. Tomato roots like to stretch out and explore. And what better place to do that than inside a cozy cardboard tube? It's like giving them their own personal growth chamber. Plus, using toilet paper rolls is a fantastic way to reduce waste and give these everyday items a second life. Here's the game plan. Once you've used up a roll of toilet paper, we're talking about the cardboard tube, not the actual paper. Carefully flatten it so it resembles a little cardboard sleeve. Now grab a pair of scissors and cut the tube into smaller sections, about 2 to 3 inches tall. These will be our mini planting pots. Next, grab a tray or a shallow container and arrange your cardboard pots snugly inside, creating a little cardboard garden bed. Now fill each pot with that same nutrient-rich potting mix we used for our egg carton seed starters. Tomatoes in particular love a good fertile soil, so don't skimp on the good stuff. Once your pots are prepped and ready for their VIP tenants, it's time to introduce the stars of the show. Our tomato seeds. Gently place 1 or 2 seeds in each cardboard pot, following the recommended planting depth on your seed packet. Now give those seeds a gentle drink of water, being careful not to overwater. Find a warm, sunny spot for your tomato seedlings to soak up the rays and patiently wait for those little green sprouts to emerge. Once your tomato seedlings are big enough and the weather outside is warm and inviting, it's time to transplant them into their permanent home in your garden. And here's the best part. You can plant the entire cardboard pot directly into the ground. The cardboard will decompose naturally, providing your tomato plants with extra nutrients as they grow. Chapter 4. Kitchen Scraps as Fertilizer, from Table to Garden Gold. Alright, let's move on to another crucial aspect of gardening, keeping those plants well fed. But before you reach for those expensive chemical fertilizers, let's take a peek inside your kitchen. You know that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure? Well, in the gardening world, one person's kitchen scraps are a plant's gourmet feast. That's right, those eggshells and coffee grounds you usually toss in the trash are packed with nutrients that your plants crave. Let's start with eggshells, those calcium-rich powerhouses that most people just discard without a second thought. Calcium is essential for strong cell walls in plants, helping them grow tall and sturdy. Instead of throwing those eggshells away, save them up in a container. Once you've got a decent stash, give them a quick rinse to remove any lingering egg white. Then spread them out on a baking sheet to dry. Once the eggshells are dry, crush them into smaller pieces. Now sprinkle those crushed eggshells around the base of your plants, especially those that are heavy calcium feeders like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. Now let's move on to those coffee grounds. Coffee, that magical elixir that fuels our mornings, is also a secret weapon for boosting nitrogen levels in your soil. Nitrogen is like the protein shake of the plant world, essential for leafy green growth. So, instead of sending those coffee grounds down the drain, sprinkle them around your plants, especially those leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale. You can even mix the coffee grounds directly into the soil for a slow-release nitrogen boost. Banana peels, those slippery culprits of many a kitchen mishap, are also a treasure trove of potassium, another essential nutrient for plant growth. Simply chop up those banana peels into smaller pieces and bury them a few inches deep in the soil around your plants. As the peels decompose, they'll release potassium and other valuable nutrients, giving your plants a healthy boost. So there you have it. Your kitchen is a gold mine of free natural fertilizers just waiting to be discovered. Chapter 5. DIY Bamboo Trellis, Reaching New Heights with Bamboo and String. Okay, let's talk about those plants that like to climb. I'm talking about cucumbers, peas, beans, and all those vertical gardening superstars. Now, you could go out and buy fancy trellises, but where's the fun in that? Today, we're going DIY with a simple, yet effective bamboo trellis that'll have your plants reaching for the sky in no time. Bamboo is a fantastic material for gardening. It's strong, durable, and readily available. Plus, it adds a touch of natural beauty to your garden. For this project, you'll need some bamboo stakes. You can find these at most garden centers, and some sturdy twine or string. Start by driving 2 bamboo stakes into the ground at each end of your planting row. Make sure they're deep enough to provide a sturdy base for your trellis. About 12 to 18 inches should do the trick. Next, connect the 2 end stakes with horizontal bamboo poles, tying them securely to the stakes with your twine or string. You can space these horizontal poles every 12 to 18 inches, depending on the height and vigor of your climbing plants. Now, for the fun part, creating the climbing grid. Take your twine and start weaving it between the horizontal bamboo poles, creating a crisscross pattern. This grid will act as a ladder for your plants to climb, providing them with the support they need to grow tall and strong. As your plants grow, gently guide their tendrils onto the trellis, helping them find their way up. This DIY bamboo trellis isn't just practical, it also adds a touch of rustic charm to your garden. Chapter 6. That's a wrap on DIY gardening hacks. And there you have it. 5 awesome DIY gardening hacks that prove you don't need fancy tools or a big budget to have a thriving garden. Remember, sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective, and using what you already have around the house is not only budget-friendly but also good for the environment. So go ahead and unleash your inner DIY guru in the garden. Repurpose those old containers, turn kitchen scraps into plant food, and create your own gardening solutions with a little ingenuity and a lot of heart. Thanks for joining me on this DIY gardening adventure, and don't forget to subscribe for more gardening tips, tricks, and fun. And be sure to share your favorite DIY gardening hacks in the comments below. I'd love to hear your creative ideas. Happy gardening, everyone!